You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by Sioux Falls Fireworks.org. Mr. Farris, how you doing, sir?
Doing pretty darn good. Pretty darn good, just muscling through this crazy thing we call life.
Yeah.
Let's see. He probably made most famous, I think, in the Transformer movies, and I always have trouble pronouncing his name. Actor Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, he's got a birthday today.
How old is he?
Oh, that's a great question. Joe Montana has a birthday today. Hall of Fame quarterback, couple-time Super Bowl winner with the 49ers. And this guy, we would know next to nothing about the ocean if this guy hadn't been born.
Jacques Cousteau.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Jacques Cousteau used to love watching because, early on he had I decided to take a one more dive. She was timid at first, but after a little while and hand-feeding, the octopus appeared as if she knew me. It's totally creepy is what it was.
That sounds like something Ranger Dan would say.
Yeah, you think? Oh, it was this day, and darn it, who could forget where they were when this broke? It was the evening, this day of 2002, American Idol premieres.
I remember hearing about that.
With judges Simon Cowell, Paula Abdul, who I just adore, and Randy Jackson as the judges. Premiered on Fox, of course. What else is going on? Kind of a huge day. This day in 1776, some folks got together over there on the East Coast, and they were known as the Continental Congress, and they created a committee to do a little thing called, hey, how about y'all draft a Declaration of Independence?
Nice.
Why don't you do that? Some of the players included Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and it would be a few weeks later they came up with some great stuff. For instance, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are in fact endowed by their creator, capital C, with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Make no mistake, pursuit is kind of the key word there.
That's right.
So,
absolutely.
there you go. Yeah.
Beautiful. Very cool.
Oh, that's what I know, and now you know, and now we know, and
everybody knows.
Yep, and here we are, just moving ahead.
That is fantastic. Dan, we'll talk to you again here in a little bit. How's that sound?
I'm going to go grab another coffee, and I think, hit the makeup room one more time.
Yes, get powdered up.
It's not, the older I get, the rougher it gets. Just all the time I spend just sitting around being ruggedly handsome, but that takes work sometimes.
I'm taking your word for that because I wouldn't know, but very good. The John and Heidi Show bonus hour is brought to you and closed captioned by our friends at Sioux Falls Fireworks.org.
If you have a credit card, we'd like to help you make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if we can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. If you don't have a credit card right now, you can check us out too at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks, run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Hey, oh, crazy little... Wait a minute.
Right?
Let me focus here. Oh, it's the Smalls.
Yes, it is.
My favorite little happy married couple there. That's fantastic. Good to see you, John. Heidi.
Yeah.
Heidi. You know, this boy, I can't help myself. I see you and I just get perky. You know, I was thinking maybe you could be my Dairy Queen. I'll be your Burger King. You can treat me right and I'll do it your way. Which brings us to product placement on this show.
Should be getting some money for that.
Both of those fast food chains will be getting an invoice from Ranger Dan Enterprises for $1,200 if you'd like your product mentioned on this show.
What if you don't want it? Can I pay to have it not mentioned?
Go to my Facebook page and dial me up. What the heck's going on around here? Little Radio Rangers gather around. We're going to get serious. We've talked about just about every darn critter that flies, crawls, swims, slithers, whatever the case may be. But what's one of the most popular critters in the whole darn world?
Dogs.
It's the dog.
I love dogs.
It's the little doggies. They're doggies ever. Who doesn't love dogs? Gosh darn it, I'll tell you what, people, of course, familiar with some rather famous dogs like Lassie, and of course there's Benji and Rin Tin Tin, and let's not forget Spud McKenzie, who
and Cujo
died a broken down alcoholic. But here's some fun facts about dogs that maybe you didn't know. Ranger Dan did a little research. Did you know, Little Radio Rangers, that some dogs are bigger than other dogs?
I did know that.
Some dogs are smaller than other dogs. Some dogs are smarter than other dogs. And some dogs might be hairier than other dogs.
Any examples of any of these?
Some dogs seem to live longer than some other dogs do. Some dogs might be different colors than other dogs too. It's pretty fascinating what you can run across in the world of dogs. But you know, in general, they're pretty okay.
Dogs are pretty okay.
Dogs are pretty okay.
Should be on a t-shirt.
You know, there's a dog out of Australia called Dingo. Dingoes are technically dogs too. However, I do want to warn you, probably shouldn't leave your baby with
That's right.
with a bunch of dingoes. Dogs do not tend to make good designated drivers. And through experience, most dogs are in fact not dishwasher safe. Well, that's all the time we have today, Little Radio Rangers. Gosh darn it, I hope you learned something. I know I'm pretty darn full at this point.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Ranger Dan telling you, always keep in mind what doesn't kill you generally makes strong, except bears and murder hornets. Those kill you every darn time. This is Ranger Dan out. Say it with me. Yes, sir.
Each month you have these things called bills. They have to be paid. It's part of being an adult, not the fun part, but it's important. So if you can find a way to cut some of these expenses, it makes that bill day a little better. At InsuranceChicken.com, we'd like to help. Our site allows you to see what several different companies have to offer, all in one place. Check out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. Time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Sioux Falls Fireworks.org. Mr. Farris, what do we have in the news today?
Well, generally, me, and we just kind of collectively shy away from, political things and social issue things and things. But I got to thinking, there's so much going on. You cannot turn on the news. You cannot drive down the avenue without seeing signage, without seeing skirmishes, without seeing conflict, there's a lot going on in the United States of America right now. I mean, a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I mean a lot of it. But what will generally stand out to me is when something gets done that makes zero sense to me.
Like somebody building a squirrel deck?
Case in point, I watched a video, I think it was last night, maybe it was this morning, whenever he was dialing around, blah, 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 blah. I went, wow, that looks interesting. I wonder what they're doing. Well, it was a bunch of people down in Virginia who took down a beautiful bronze statue of Christopher Columbus and dumped it in the river. And then some other folks, protesters,
peaceful protest,
literally cut the head off of a gorgeous statue of Christopher Columbus in Boston.
Yeah.
And then speaking to some of these folks later, they actually managed to build an ideological bridge between the tragedy of what happened to George Floyd in Minneapolis about 3 weeks ago.
Tragedy.
To Christopher Columbus to make a tie into that. So I decided, being an investigative reporter here in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, you are. Award-winning, by the way.
Yeah, and I know.
I can barely see you around that award.
There's Sioux Falls, always efforts to be woke and to be hip and be with it as the city grows.
We are.
And
yeah.
I totally get it. So to do my part, did a little research. I'm going, okay, somehow Christopher Columbus is tied into what's currently going on.
I'm super excited to hear this.
Okay, well, here you go.
I'm so excited.
Okay, now Christopher Columbus and his voyage, whatever the case may be, that was bankrolled by Spain.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Christopher Columbus is out of Italy. He's an Italian.
Italian, yeah.
You with me so far?
Nina Santa Maria, yep.
So Christopher Columbus is Italian.
Italiano, yes.
Go downtown Sioux Falls, Fenwick Park, giant replica statue of David, the biblical figure David.
Where's that from?
Done by Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Who's Italian.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Until somebody has that statue of David swimming with the fishes in the Big Sioux.
Or at least wearing pants.
We can never move forward. So that's what I'm bringing to this party.
Dan, I don't even remember last year you told people.
Don't go there, because that really happened.
we had an epidemic last year where somebody took you seriously. And the police were called.
Okay, keep in mind, I'm just
to get an attorney.
For lack of a better term, I'm using woke logic here.
Okay, all right.
Right.
I see what you're doing.
Because what I just put out there makes as much sense to a lot of things that are happening right now.
Exactly. Agreed.
Let's get a
It's
text
ridiculous.
from somebody that says they're at Faywick Park right now.
Wait a minute.
Ropes in hand. What?
So the guy who created this is Italian. Well, I want to end racism.
Yeah, don't do it. Please don't
Somebody
do it.
got some spray paint?
No. Do not do it. We're going to paint some denim jeans on him. That might be nice. It'd look good, but don't do it.
No.
I'm just saying.
No, do not touch it.
Don't. Oh, no, I agree. I'm not saying they should. I'm saying don't.
See, it just kicks up a hornet's nest. Just even
Holy
bringing this
cow. You
stuff
make
up.
me so nervous,
Because
Dan.
some people are
So-
not very smart.
Okay,
So
John,
I
if
just-
this puts you at ease, I'm just kind of pointing out the insanity.
I just want to.
No, I agree
I'm
completely.
looking at your resume here. All of these other radio stations. How did you leave there by chance?
Okay, if you go back, and I'm sure it's still in the archive somewhere, but months ago, when I literally connected the dots
Oh, yeah.
between
That was brilliant.
the Chinese virus and that it actually originated with Gwyneth Paltrow and
That
why,
was
it
brilliant.
made perfect sense.
It did.
Yeah.
It was
If you've ever
brilliant.
seen the movie Beautiful Mind, that's what Dan's half of this studio looks like.
That's right.
If you twist and turn things and bend things enough and present it in such a way,
Oh, yeah.
You can make anything make sense.
a complete mental breakdown will appear perfectly sane and logical.
Absolutely will.
So again, be careful, kids. What you see, what you hear,
Yeah.
may be something completely different. There's a lot of smoke, mirrors,
Exactly.
and little mazes being set up everywhere. So
Maybe you should
Exactly.
just question everything. There
Yes.
you
that'd be a great idea.
go. All right. Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
My pleasure. It was fun seeing you just go crazy over there.
Should we have him back for entertainment news or not? We have some good news to get to. It's called our Bright Spot of News, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. That's on the way. 2020 has become quite an interesting year.
Many people have been cooped up for way too long.
We're excited to join hundreds of friends for a fun time in Cancun this October.
Hear awesome music from Belinda Carlisle, Cheap Trick, Billy Idol, and many more.
The seance is at the end of October, and we are ready for a vacation. I hope you will join us.
We've been to this event for many years, and it is so much fun.
Get more information and reserve your spot at radiotravelgroup.com.
That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for a bright spot of news brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. We've got a really cool event that's coming up, and this is one of those things where not the first time, not the second time, but third time is a charm, Heidi. So we have an event that's going to be happening at the Jeske Fine Arts Center in Sioux Falls coming up on June the 26th. And if my calendar is correct, that's not next Friday, but the following Friday. So a couple weeks from now, we're going to have Mr. AaronTippin joining us in Sioux Falls. He's a country musician. Now, Dan, you worked in country radio back in
Yeah, very
the day.
familiar with Aaron, yeah.
And I've also worked in country radio, so I played a lot of Aaron stuff. Here's the thing I've always liked about Aaron. Hardworking dude, just kind of a real dude, like a real guy. Not the, some of the musicians are kind of, I feel like, all hat, no cattle.
Sure.
And that's not him at all.
No, Aaron gets it
Real
done,
dude.
and really high energy show. He's a player. Yeah, it's a fun show, super fun show.
And he's got a bunch of hits. Again, not music you're going to hear on Sunny because we don't play country music, but in the country world, definitely big deal. And he'll be performing for the Sioux Falls Fraternal Order of Police and Associates. They're the ones that are bringing AaronTippin to town. And special guest Mark Cords and the Spouse Whisperer National Comedy Tour. So he'll be doing some comedy to kind of get things started. Now, why in the world would this be our bright spot of news, you might ask? Well, here's why. Because we're having events again. How
Isn't
great
that
is it?
awesome. I'm so excited.
And if you're a fan of Aaron Tippin, or if you're a fan of comedy and you want to go see Mark tell some jokes and make you laugh, we're going to make you even happier because we've got some tickets to give away. Now, the good news, instead of just sending it to our website to sign up, you can do that as well. We have some there, but I'm going to give away a couple of pairs of tickets over the phone. So if you call and it's busy, try to call back again because I'm going to do a few. We got 20 tickets, so we've got plenty. 605-933-1980. Call in today, 605-933-1980, and we'll connect you with some tickets to go see Aaron Tippin. Is this the first concert that's happening in Sioux Falls? It's got to be real close.
One of, yeah.
If it's not the first, real close to, but it's such positive news because
you get some of the local bands getting back into the clubs and stuff. Limited so far, but as far as a national name, yeah.
Opening the doors to reality again. This was originally scheduled way back in February, I believe. Then it was rescheduled for May. Now it's finally happening. June the 26th, 2020, 7:30 p.m. You can buy tickets right now if you'd like, but if you call, we're going to give you some. 605-933-1980. You can also find tickets. You can register to win on our Facebook page as well. And this is your Bright Spot of News, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls.
Small businesses are the heart of our community. As things get back to normal, I hope you'll go out of your way to do business with locally owned businesses in your area. We've been so pleased with the response of our gift card challenge that we're gonna keep this going. If you can, buy an extra gift card. You can use it yourself or give it to someone who needs a little help right now. When you buy a gift card, remember to post a photo on social media with hashtag giftcardchallenge. Learn more at giftcardchallenge.org.
It's time right now for a little bit of entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Snap 'em if you got 'em, celebrities. I scattered there. Baba shooter bop ba wa. Okay.
Big fan of your third album.
All right, what's going on in the world of celebrities? Well, apparently, cancel culture.
Oh, what happened?
We've already discussed, of course, what comes to the world of Looney Tunes, some of my favorite all-time cartoons. They're going gunless these days, moving forward. All the production of, say, Bugs Bunny, Yosemite Sam, Elmer Fudd, whatever. There'll be no guns.
So Elmer Fudd, the hunter, will no longer have a gun.
No, but he can, use like hedge clippers and chainsaws, I guess, whatever, which is certainly, nothing violent there.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Let's see.
There's a lot of blowback on that, by the way.
We pulled the plug on PD Live, and after 32 seasons, Cops is gone.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
Really, that is just iconic, the theme song.
Oh, yeah.
I can remember using that on radio shows I was doing 25 years ago.
Oh, yeah. It's been going on forever.
Yeah, but it's one of those, unfortunately, the show kind of, put law enforcement in a good light.
Yeah. And
have that.
The amazing thing is that show was kind of like one of the first reality shows because in all actuality, it's that is reality.
It was one of the first reality shows, yeah. And then part of the problem is by canceling these things, it's putting a lot of people out of work, too.
Yeah.
There's producers, there's camera people, there's script. Heck, there's caterers, craft services. Who doesn't love craft services? I know I do.
Key grip.
What's
the Key grip going to do?
My brother David called me one day, and oh, goodness, this had to be 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to watch Cops tonight. And I was just joking. I said, why are you on it? Well, no, but my car is.
What?
And he was right. He lived, he was renting a loft area up around South Minneapolis area.
Okay.
And I tuned it in, and he was driving a Mustang at the time.
Yeah.
And there was a shootout in the parking lot of the complex he lived at. And there was his car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which didn't sustain any damage, but I went, oh, yeah, that's my brother's car. Isn't that something else there, boy, howdy?
That's what I put right on my resume, as seen on Cops.
Yeah. Let's see what else is going on. And this ought to do the trick right here because, frankly, a couple of years ago, I thought when all the networks and whatnot, cable, blah, 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 pulled reruns of Dukes of Hazzard because there was a Confederate flag on the hood of the General Lee.
I talked to John Schneider about that.
I thought that would straighten everything out, every problem we had in this country, but it didn't. But HBO has stepped up and pulled the plug on their streaming movie service, Gone with the Wind.
Oh, yeah.
That'll fix everything.
Yeah, you won't be able to access that now through HBO, although it was one of their all-time most popular
Really?
streamed movies.
Have you ever watched that?
I have.
Yeah, John, I'm an American.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
What?
I've never seen the movie.
Yeah, I have.
It's a great movie.
I don't know if you know this,
Really
but it came out a long time before I was born.
It did. Well, it's got Clark Gable, Vivian Leigh. It's, and it's pretty good. It takes, of course, place during the Civil War, but is pulled because of, racism.
Okay. Was there racism in the Civil War?
No, the movie's just historically accurate.
I gotcha.
And then when you consider one of the co-stars in that movie, Hattie McDaniel was her name, who actually played a maid in that film. First African-American to win an Oscar in 1939.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it broke some barriers, but HBO went, oh, well, it's controversial. Oh, okay.
It was depicting history.
Well, and if there were that many people watching it, apparently there's some sort of a fan base that still hasn't seen it, like me, that would like to see it.
Well, it's one of those just American classic films. It swept the Oscars, and it was...
I'll have to check it out, I guess. Maybe I will.
It was huge. Well, I don't think so,
HBO
John.
Thinks that people who were watching it were using it as a how-to guide or something. I don't know why they would pull that film.
Well, I know if I didn't know any better, if I happened to stumble across Gone with the Wind now, I'd look at it and go, I can't believe this is happening. Someone should go down south and do something about this.
Oh, wait, I think they did.
This simply isn't right.
Correct. Wowzers. Well, Dan, thanks for coming in for that lively update.
I can't wait to just completely lose it. It's going to be awesome.
What day are we scheduling that for?
I want to be there.
I want to make sure. I think we're getting closer every day. Holy cow. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxFallsFireworks.org.
If you have a credit card, we'd like to help you make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if we can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. If you don't have a credit card right now, you can check us out too at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, June 11th. The FOMC held its June policy meeting this week and gave the market exactly what it wanted. The Fed says it will continue to support the economy via bond purchases and zero or near zero interest rates through 2020. The caveat is the near-term prospects are still dire. The economy is expected to contract sharply in the first half, but just how sharply is yet to be seen. The Atlanta Fed's GDP Now tool is tracking near the negative 50% mark for the second quarter. And the FOMC sees full year 2020 coming in near negative 6.5%. What investors need to focus on is FOMC's outlook for rebound. Although there is going to be a sharp, severe contraction in GDP in the second quarter, the rebound is already underway. The U.S. economy should see sequential quarterly growth resume as soon as the third quarter and accelerate over the next 2 to 3. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.